Hi guys, it's Inspirational Nails, and I'm here to show you my new mani. Isn't it cute? It is called my Friendsheep mani, and I absolutely love it. It really is a adorable manicure, and this is my first kind of Valentine's Day mani, and it's represented to Friendsheep, or better yet, friendship. Okay, so this is kind of my first of many, because I am going to do a couple, probably like 4 or 5 I'm going to do for Valentine's Day, different ones. So I hope you enjoy that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what I used, and I am going to be showing you how I did this on some pop sticks. Okay? So let's get started. The first thing that I do want to show you are the 2 colors that I used. I used a mainstream polish and I used an indie polish. Okay. On all my nails besides my ring finger, I use this one here by Sally Hansen, and this is a Miracle Gel polish, and it's called Pinky Rings, I think it is. Come on. So it's called, yes, it's called Pinky Rings. Okay, and it is a very mauve-y pink. The color that they show here on the base of the polish really does not show the justice of what the color is. It doesn't transition that way on the nail. I have some pop sticks here. See the color? It is a little bit different. And I mean, it definitely looks like it's true to the color on the bottle. It probably is a little bit more darker when it's on the nail. Okay, and then for my ring fingers, I used this one here, this indie by JC Fashion Nails. Now, I will tell you, I was kind of disappointed with this because it is a hollow polish. It is called Rose Seduction. And the reason why I got this is because of the color, and I have never seen a hollow this color, and I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was perfect for Valentine's Day because I really want it for Valentine's Day, and to do a Valentine's Day mani. And the thing is that if you look, I'm not sure if you can see the linear in the polish, but in the bottle it is gorgeous. I mean, you can definitely see the hollow in the bottle, but it just doesn't transition that way onto the nail. And I thought maybe it was because it was maybe too dense to polish. I put a little bit of thinner in there, but it didn't make any change. I think maybe it's because maybe the color is just so rich, it kind of just it overpowers the hollow. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure, but I really wanted that hollow to come out, even if it was just the hollow glitter itself, not so much for it to be linear, but neither one transitions really through the polish at all. So that was a bummer. It's still beautiful. It has a tiny bit of sparkle, very little, but it's okay. Okay, so those were my 2 polishes. Now, I definitely used a lot of stuff for this mani. Now, I will tell you what my inspiration was for this was this plate right here. This is by Petla Plate, and as you can see, it's just a really fun spring type of plate that came out. And this was a mystery plate. So you didn't know what you were going to get until you got it. And I absolutely love this plate. You have the Friendsheep. Now, whether they meant to do it on purpose or not, I'm not sure. But for me, myself, I loved it because I knew that I can really incorporate some sheeps and make it look really cute and work with it. So I love this plate. I love these butterflies too. These are some of my favorite butterflies. So and the images on here is just really cute. I love these little hearts. You see how they go from bigger to smaller, just really nice. Okay. Now the next plate that really kind of brought that other plate to life was these sheeps from Queen number 98, and this is a really hot plate. what I mean by that is that so many people use this plate because of these little adorable sheeps that are on there. So this is just a really cute plate. I love these sheeps. I have been waiting for my nails to get long enough to really make sure that I was able to get these sheeps on my nails, because I really wanted to utilize the whole sheep. And now that my nails are longer, it was perfect timing. So I was really happy that I was able to get, you know, the full image onto my nails. So this is the image right here that I used. Okay. The next image that I use is from Born Pretty, and what's so cute about it, it kind of has the same type of sheeps. The only thing, they are smaller. They're a full image, a solid image. So whatever color you put, that's the color that the image is going to be on a solid. There is no fill-in. So it worked so perfectly, and it is smaller, so you're able to kind of really incorporate it with the bigger sheeps and really make a really cute design by using them together. Okay, and then I wanted some hearts. So what I did is I wanted some hearts that were kind of more like drawn, you know, almost look like they were drawn by hand versus, you know, hearts that look so perfect. And I decided to go with this this plate here by Sugar Bubbles. It is 032, and these are the hearts that I used. Now this is a amazing plate for Valentine's, because it's all about love, you know. And what's great about Valentine's Day, that does not have to be about hearts. You can use butterflies, you can use so many different things in order to incorporate, you know, the feeling of Valentine's. So, you know, flowers, all of that stuff, candy. So you can use so many things. There are some plates that I know and that I do have a lot of plates that would cater to like the real Valentine's per se, meaning that the full plate is kind of catered to Valentine's. If you want guys to see a video like that, like I did for Christmas, just please comment below and I'll pull them all out so I can show you and give you some ideas on different plates that have a lot of Valentine's Day, since we still have time, and if you order them, you might get them in time before Valentine's Day. Okay, but this is just an adorable plate. Okay, on to the stamping polishes. Now, to stamp, I used 2 only to stamp, and I used my white. I did use Mundo de Uñas, and I used reddish by Mundo de Uñas as well. Okay, so those were the 2 polishes I stamped with. Now to do the fill-in, okay, and I also sponged with them a tiny bit, which is Mundo de Uñas, and this one is Mint number 72. And I also used, this is by, I forgot how to say it, Esmeralda Decal. There we go. Esmeralda Decal, and this is, Churrasco. Isn't he so cute? Oh, he's my favorite. Look at this pink. It is spectacular. The reason why I went with these 2 was because I know they're so opaque that they were really going to stand out. And these, you only need to use a tiny bit. So I'll show you how I did that. You are going to need a sponge, and all I did was cut out a tiny piece of a sponge, and you can use a makeup sponge. This is an actual, you know, sponge pad, and a tweezer so that you can hold it to sponge onto your nails, okay? So that is actually everything that I used. Okay, so let's get on to showing you guys how this is done. Now I have 3 pop sticks, and the reason why I have 3 is because on 2 of my nails I did the same design, and then I'm only going to do one of the sheep so you can see. I'm going to use the one that's on my ring finger, and then I will show you how I did my Friendsheep and how I got it to fit all on my nails. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we are going to do the Friendsheep, and this is the design that we're going to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my shrink stamper here. Now for this, I'm going to be stamping it, the writing in red. I chose red because I really wanted to have some red throughout my nails, kind of represent that whole Valentine's Day. Red and pink and all of that good stuff. Okay, so I'm just swiping here. Okay, and I'm going to use my shrink stamper. Okay, now look how beautiful that came on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I really want to take a piece of tape, but I don't even see my tape. So I'm just going to see if I can pull my roller here. I'm just going to pull what I don't want, which it's just the surrounding areas that picked up some other stuff here. Okay, so I'm just kind of getting that out of the way. Okay, so now that I've removed the excess stuff that I don't want, I'm just going to give it pretty much a couple of seconds to kind of dry a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push out the stamper. Okay, and now look how much it has shrunk down. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a top coat on this so that it dries, and we're going to use it as a decal. Okay, so I'm just going to get here some clear polish, and I'm just going to put it over. You want to make sure that the polish is somewhat dry before you start polishing on, because you don't want it to smear. Smear. You guys know what I mean. Okay. So you're going to just put that to the side and let that dry. So now we're going to grab one of the nails, okay, and I'm going to sponge on the two colors. So what I'm going to do is just take my Mundo de Uñas, the mint, and when I mean a tiny bit, you only need that's it. You don't need no more than that. I mean, I'm talking about a tiny bit. Okay, and then I'm also going to take the pink and put it there, and you only need a tiny bit. Tiny bit goes a long way. I'm going to start with the pink because the pink does dry. The Esmeralda ones do dry a little bit quicker. So I want to just take my sponge, grab on, and I'm just going to go onto the corners. And I'm just going to get that pink on there. Okay, and again, I'm not wanting to put too much. It really is, you are going to see this. Once you put top coat on it, this color just gets brighter and brighter as you put some top coat. So now that I put some of the pink, now I'm going to go in with that mint color and go along the other corner. Okay. And that's pretty much it. I mean, really, this is going to look amazing once it's done. Okay. Clean the area. Okay. And we're going to do it again. So I'm going back with my Mundo de Uñas. And I think it's my card here. I need to clean my card. Okay. And there they go. Okay. So now again, I'm just going to kind of move, take away what I don't want. Okay. Then once I don't want to take away what I don't want, I'm just going to go ahead and take and I'm just going to put them across, not so much straight, because I want them to look like they're really hanging kind of all over the place, So I'm actually going to stamp them twice, on the top and kind of on the bottom, just to kind of give that they're all over the place kind of deal. Okay. Okay, again, I'm going to clean the plate real quick. Go back. Okay, and okay, and there they go right there. Okay, just move whatever you don't want out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go opposite. Okay, and I'm going to See that? And just swipe it across where they're kind of all over the place. This nail is much, you know, it's longer than my nail, so I can probably get on top here and do one more, but I'm just going to leave it that way because it just looks so cute. And I'm just going to leave it that way and not put another one. But depending on how long your nails, you can just keep putting them on. You can layer them if you want, just, you know, use different colors. It's up to you. Okay, so now, once you've done the little lammies, the next was to go and use the hearts, okay? And I really, again, I wanted the hearts to be opened, be big, and kind of look like they were drawn, and these were the perfect hearts, okay? I really wanted to make sure that you really did see the hearts really well, so that's why I went with Mundo de Uñas, because this red is amazing. It's probably my favorite red when it comes to stamping with, okay? And you really need to make sure you really swipe good with this red, because it does, it's a very opaque red. Okay, so there are all the pretty hearts, okay? Now I'm just going to take this here. Now you can take some of the hearts away. I did take some of the hearts away on my nails, but I'm just going to put all of them on there. I think they're gonna look so cute. Okay. So look how adorable that is. And again, since they're not very, the hearts are not that thick, meaning that they're not so, I don't know how to explain it. Again, they look like they're drawn on. They're really thin, and that's exactly what I was looking for. So I hope you can really see that. Make sure that it's focused. See that? The hearts are not overshadowing. You could still see that there's sheeps in the background. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put a top coat so you can see how pretty. Okay, and you see how that pink just starts to so pop when you put a top coat on it. It's amazing. It does dry fast. You can use it for to stamp as well, but you just have to know how to use it. That one, again, it dries really quick. You need to be really fast when you stamp with it. So it just depends on what you're doing with that polish. Now, I would say this brand from Esmeralda Decal, when it comes to these stamping polishes, the animal polishes, they do tend to dry really, really fast, just so you are aware. Okay, so that's the first one, and that one is all done. Okay, and then we're going to move on to my little friends here. My little sheeps. Okay, now we're going to be using this one here that has these holding the heart, and he's just so adorable. Or it could be a she, because this is all about friendship, you know. It could be a he, a she, you know. It's love all around, right? So for this, I'm going to get my white Mundo de Uñas. And I'm going to be using the Messy Mansion stamper for this. Okay, and I'm just going to swipe where I want. Okay, pick him up, and look how amazing that is. He is perfect, perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna need a piece of tape. And for some reason my tape has disappeared, so I'm just gonna have to, don't like using my nails. Don't do this at home, guys. Don't do this at home. But okay, so now that I got most of the stuff out of the way, Now it's time to color. Now I didn't focus on coloring the eyes and the mouth. You can. I didn't do so. I thought it would just, you know, since the background was kind of that mauvey pink, and it didn't bother me at all. So you can use and opt to color in the eyes, maybe use some black, or, you know, give them some, you know, different colors if you want. But I just decided to leave the eyes alone. So the other thing you are going to need is a dotting tool, which I forgot to pull out. Me making all this noise here. Okay, so now we're going to go in and color him in. Now normally I always suggest to always do a top coat, but as I always say, I'm like a rebel and I just go for it. The reason why I say to use a top coat before you paint, especially if you're really new at this, is because sometimes you tend to pick up the actual base of the image with your, you know, dotting tool or your paintbrush, whatever you're using. So again, if you're doing it this way like I am, just take your time. That would be my best suggestion. And as you start doing it, you just get better and better at it. So what I decided to do was color the body and the hair part with this blue part. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So now I will clean off my dotting tool real quick here, and then I'm gonna get the red, and it's the same red, the red from Mundo de Uñas. Okay, and again, I only need a tiny bit here, because I'm just gonna color in that heart here. I think I got some over the white, but it's all good. It's okay. Okay, so now what you want to do is you can go ahead and put a clear coat and also use this to be a decal, which when I'm doing it on my nails, I don't do that. I normally just stamp it on my nails. But for this, because I really want it to come out right for you guys, I am going to put top coat, but I want to give it about a minute to dry before I put top coat, because I don't want any of the colors to smear. I want to say like Smirnoff or something. I don't want it to smear. So so anyways, okay. So let's put the sheepy onto the side here. A little sheep. Okay, we're gonna come back to my little friend sheep. Okay, I know, guys, I know. Tad going delirious. Okay, so now what you're gonna need is a tweezer. One of the things, again, if you're starting off, I would recommend you use maybe like a wooden stick in order to pull off the decal. Because I've seen a lot of people mess up their stamper because they're like jabbing at their stamper with a tweezer. So, you know, I mean, again, if you are using tweezers anytime that you're trying to pull off your decal, you got to be really, really gentle, because you don't want to mess up your stamper and dent it and put, you know, grooves in it that, you know, it's unnecessary, because it will show when you are, after some time, you know, it will show some dents into the stamper. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to slowly pick up the edge, and once I get a little bit of that edge picked up, I pretty much grab onto it and I get a good hold and pull it off very gently, and there's my decal. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my nail here. Now on the nail, I also sponged like I did the other one, the pink and the blue, and now it's it's ready to put the decal on. Now you can do things, you can do it different ways. What I would suggest to do is take a little bit of top coat and just, you know, lightly, you know, scatter it on. Doesn't need to be all the way a full-blown coat. And you want to go ahead and pick up the image and position the decal kind of right where you want it to be. And then once you kind of have the actual placement of it, you can start pushing it down. And you know, decals are actually, you know, you want to be gentle with them, but it depends on what top coat you use. I noticed that they're actually pretty durable. You know, you can really mess with them a little bit more than what you think you can, you know. I would recommend either Wet n Wild. I like Wet n Wild. It's inexpensive and it works great. I also like Out the Door. The Out the Door works really, really well when making decals. Those seem to be my two favorites, but everybody has their own favorites when it comes to making decals. And it depends on where you're making decals. If you're using like the Uber Chic matte, or any type of matte on the silicone, you know, it depends on what you want to use. You really want to use, I found that using a base coat, like Wet n Wild base coat, works really, really well on the Uber Chic matte, because it doesn't dry up as fast where it tends to flake, and then you don't have, it just kind of pops off the mat a little bit. So again, it's just playing around and knowing what to use and what's best for you. Okay, so now I'm going to take top coat, and you see how here it's not perfectly down. Not sure if you could see that, but that's okay. Once you put top coat, it's just going to all melt together. It really is. It's just all going to come together and it's all going to melt. And that's just like the amazing, it's amazing what it does. Okay, and it's just going to look beautiful. It really is. And look at that. And then whatever you have on the edge, if you have, you know, stragglers from the decal, you can just take top acetone, use it with your brush to go along the side walls as when you're putting it on your nails, and it's just gonna come right off. So there's my Friendsheep. Okay. So now on to my little sheep. Isn't he cute? Okay, so now that he is dry, now you can take him and stamp him right onto the nail because it's dry, and or you can go ahead and put some top coat and go ahead and stamp it as well onto the nail, or go ahead and use it like I did a decal, which I'm going to be daring and put a little bit of top coat on the areas just to make sure that it's going to lift off. It's gonna lift off like a plane. I don't know. Okay, let's do this. All right, look at that. Now, if I would have done it as a decal, I would have been able to position it exactly the way I want it to, and we were going to be able to get the full heart. As you see, the full heart didn't come across, but that's okay. He still looks cute. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put some top coat on him. So there's my little sheep. Oh, he's so cute. So one of the steps I missed was to actually stamp the background with the hearts. As you can see, I stamped the backgrounds with the hearts, but that's okay. So I do hope you enjoyed this. It was really messy and, you know, a lot going on, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay, until next one. Bye, guys.